Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Niagara Roots. I'm Will Galloway, and I'll be your host for this evening. On today's episode, we'll be taking a look at an up-and-coming country singer from the Niagara region. Recently, some of the crew and I had the pleasure of meeting while she recorded a new music video. So, let's take a look.
I'm Chelsea Kreitz. I'm a musician, and these are my Niagara roots. I'm from Port Colborne, Ontario, but I was born in St. Catharines, and I am a singer-songwriter. I didn't start off singing country music. I started doing like pop and rock music. You know, I had a lot of people say, have you ever tried country? And I was like, I always listened to it growing up. I never thought of myself as a country singer, and it just so happened that when I started singing country songs, it just clicked. I started singing professionally as a career when I was about 16 years old. When I neared my graduating year, there was really nothing else I wanted to do but be a singer. Kind of went all in and started performing at every single thing I could since 2011. It's always been the bigger dream, being something really awesome as a country singer. There definitely are times in my life that I thought I shouldn't, but every single time I always come back to music.
I'd like to welcome Chelsea Kreitz. Chelsea, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, just going to start off with some questions. When and why did you start singing?
Started singing when I was 7 years old, not purposely. I entered a talent show that I was convinced by my family and friends that I didn't really want to, and I had a friend who was also a singer, and she was entering, and I decided to just do it as fun, and after I got the crowd reaction, I was hooked and haven't stopped since.
Cool. So, do you come from a musical background?
I have some family members, distant family members that do play like musical instruments and have ventured into like trying to sing, and my mom used to sing when she was much younger in school, but nobody who's really took it as a career.
Mm-hmm. So do you feel weird being like the first one to take it as a full career in your family?
At first I felt kind of like an outcast because everybody had their picked careers, and I came out with this wide-eyed, huge dream that not a lot of people tackle, though it is super common around the world. People love music, and tons of people are musicians and singers, but in my immediate family, there was nobody, I guess, like me that had that passion, so it was a little weird at first.
Yeah, well, aim big, right?
Yeah.
So when you're doing your music, do you have any key influences or inspirations?
I have a lot of inspirations. Carrie Underwood, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Miranda Lambert, but I also like the classic stuff like Loretta Lynn and like Hank Williams and Merle Haggard and stuff like that. But I love all kinds of music, so basically any genre can inspire me.
Do you have any people that you have that kind of come across in your music, like some former singers that, or some current singers that you take inspiration from?
Well, not too recently, but a few years ago I met Gordon Lightfoot, and he pulled me aside and told me that the most important thing is to just keep doing it, keep songwriting, and keep singing. So I've kept that in my head. So he was definitely a big inspiration because I've never had somebody kind of, pull me aside. Even though it was a small piece of advice, it was nice to hear it from somebody who's made such a career out of themselves, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So have you always wanted to become a country singer?
I've always wanted to be a singer, but just because I enjoy doing it. At first, it was never, I had a dream to be a singer, to become famous, and, be this huge thing. It still isn't. Fame is definitely not in my vocabulary. Like, what is fame? Mm-hmm. I really don't know the definition of fame nowadays. But I just want to be able to enjoy what I'm doing, make it a career, make a living, and just be happy. So I think that's the ultimate goal in music. I don't want to be anything outrageous. If it does happen, that would be super cool, and I'd be thankful. But just to be able to do what I love every day I'm satisfied with that.
Yeah, yeah. So before there was music as a career, was there anything else or maybe another genre, or just another profession that you wanted to pursue?
Yeah, when I was little, I wanted to be a veterinarian. And then I wanted to be a makeup artist. I wanted to be a hairstylist. There's like a bunch of things because my grandma had been a hairdresser and she had her chef license and she was like all this awesome stuff, had license for all these things and gone to school for all this cool stuff. And I thought maybe, that would be something cool. Even now I'm like, like.
You still think you can go
back?
back?
Yeah, it would be awesome to do something else. But then when I think about it, I think the only thing that I really get satisfaction from is when I do music. I enjoy doing other stuff, but music is something that I just feel is my thing. And when you show up and you just know your job, you just you know how to do it. Like nobody can tell you differently.
You feel like you're at a point where
yeah,
you're not just doing a job, you're actually just enjoying yourself and making a living out of it.
Exactly, and I'm not feeling awkward. Like, am I doing this right? Is something am I messing up? Do I need somebody to lead me in the right direction?
Yeah.
Music has its like twists and turns, but when I show up and do it, I don't have any questions.
Yeah. So recently, Chelsea let the Niagara Roots crew in on her new music video shoot, and we learned a lot of what you need to create a music video and saw the process of doing so. So let's take a look.
The song I was doing a cover of is called Graveyard by Kelsey Ballerini, and I'm obsessed with her, so I love anything that she does. So I don't know why I picked that song to begin with. I think I was just going off everything on her album that I loved and kind of connected with. I think it has a good message to the song, and I think it's something that a lot of girls can connect with, maybe even guys too, depending on how you listen to the song or what type of music you're into. But I think it has really cool meaning and message to it. It's definitely every song I pick, I have to have some sort of connection with it, because otherwise I can't put my best performance and then it just ends up sounding weird or it just doesn't match up with my personality. I first started singing with one of my friends in elementary school, and I didn't want to be a singer at all. Like, I never had any thought of it in my mind. Then there was a talent show in school. I didn't want to enter it either because I was very shy and awkward. My mom kind of, coached me into it, saying like, it's okay, you can do it. So I sang my very first song on stage, and when I first belted out the first note, then I got a crowd reaction, and that was it for me. I don't think I've ever stopped singing since, and that was when I was 7, so I'm not going to do the math. This could turn into absolutely nothing at the very end, but it could turn into something, absolutely amazing as well. Realistically, I'm just trying to be myself. Yay, we're done!
It's a wrap. Wrap it up.
So the video is a cover of Graveyard by Kelsey Ballerini. I was wondering what pushed you to pick that song in particular?
I think the message. I've gone through some personal experiences in my life, and when I heard that song, I was like, hey, that song was written for me, even though it wasn't, but I think everything is. But that's why. Yeah. I think that's the point of songwriting. Mm-hmm. You write a song to specifically target people who have felt that way. And that's what that song did for me. And I've written many originals, and I could have done a lot of originals, which I am now working on. But that one, I just thought it was really cool, and it was something personal for me that I thought would be nice to share with everybody, and that's why I did it.
So what kind of feelings do you get when you're filming a music video versus when you're being on stage performing?
It's much different. When I'm on stage performing, I just kind of live in the moment and do whatever, and then if I watch a video back of it, I'm like, oh, I did that. Oh, I liked when I did that. I didn't really like when I did that. But with a music video, you kind of have to be an actress too, and kind of connect with the emotion and be over the top. And in everyday life, I may dress over the top, or do my hair over the top, or my makeup, or whatever I'm feeling that day. But my personality, I'm really not a high maintenance person, personality-wise. And when I'm doing a music video, I kind of feel awkward at first until I ease into it. And I think that has to do with the videographer as well. If I can have a good relationship with the videographer and feel comfortable, it just makes for a better performance. Because if I have somebody standing in front of me that makes me feel awkward and uncomfortable, which I never have. But
Yeah,
if
when we were there and Reese was there shooting your
Yeah.
video, he was great.
Oh
He was
yeah,
awesome.
Reese is awesome.
So we actually brought along a couple of clips, one from a cover of a song you did and one from an original song. And we mind if we could just take a look and take a listen, and maybe ask you a question or two?
Sure.
All right. That was Unapologetically by Kelsey Ballerini again.
Yes.
So what made you choose to cover this song? And what does the song mean to you?
Well, I guess if people haven't figured out, I kind of love Kelsey Ballerini, but I also love her songwriting. Again, I connected with the song and I thought it was something that targeted me. Right now, with everything in my life, it just suits me no matter where it is. So family, relationships, just everyday life, that song just spoke to me. And yeah, I'm at a good point right now, and I just...
Well, that's nice to hear.
Yeah, I'm at a good point, so it definitely connected with me. Probably one of the best points in my life. I'm kind of teetering on that less awkward part when you kind of enter your 20s and you're like, what am I doing? That's what I'm kind of coming out of now.
All right, that's,
so,
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So the other song is an original, and we're just going to take another listen.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't want to hear myself.
So that was What Goes Around, an original song by you.
Yeah.
I was wondering what goes into writing a song like that?
Well, that one was written by a few people in Nashville, pitched to me, and I loved it. But now I can say in 2018, What Goes Around, I think that was recorded in 2015, maybe,
Yeah.
2016. I'm a completely different person.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. I think vocally too, I'm different. The way I, want to portray myself is completely different. But I think it's really cool to still have that stuff out there. Like if I compare What Goes Around to what I'm working on right now, it would be like night and day and totally weird.
That's awesome. So like, what do you think's really changed from then?
I just think I've learned more about myself. When What Goes Around came out, I think I was just kind of going mainstream of what everybody else was doing and thought, this song is kind of like what everybody else has recorded, so I should record something like that too. And looking back now, I'm like, I probably shouldn't, even though it makes me who I am, it's not who I am anymore. And
At that point, it was kind of just like going with the flow.
Yeah.
Now you feel like you've kind of developed your own style.
Yeah, I've found myself. I guess that's the right term to use. I've definitely found who I want to be. I know who I am, and then when I come to a songwriting session and I sit down and I songwrite, I know exactly what I want and how I want myself to sound and portray myself and the stories I want to talk about. Maybe I have a few more experiences now too than when I was 18.
Well, it sounds like the development you've gone through is amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chelsea, thank you for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. And good luck on all your up-and-coming endeavors, and I hope to see you on bigger stages in the future. During these 3 episodes of Niagara Roots, we've explored Niagara's finest entertainers and creators. This being our final episode, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and good night.